What's up? It's your girl Joy CJ, and you are now tuned in to the Record Pool.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Summertime Fine.
It's your boy Chicago Rose.
And we back with the Record Pool. So today I got the most amazing, if y'all don't know, I'm about to, y'all gonna get the whole rundown. But I got Joyce in the building.
Hey.
Y'all already know. So let me tell y'all about Joyce. Okay.
Tell them.
Joyce is amazing for one, but she got all types of stuff going on. So she got the Juice of Chicago. She a PR. She got it all going. So I need you to tell me, first of all, how you got started with the juice.
Yes. So this actually by far one of my favorite stories that I love talking about because it really just shows how what you speak will come into fruition. So I graduated college in 2018, and when I came home, so my mother, she has a school. So, you know, at the time I was that college student like, okay, I don't want to work for my parents. I want to build something that I like to do, and I knew that I always was a extrovert. I love talking to people and going out. Like even in college, I at every club, every event, I was there. So when it's crazy, I was literally walking out of my mother's daycare center, and on the side of her daycare is this coffee shop called Sip and Savor, Black owned. Shout out to Tez, he's the owner, one of the best coffee shops in Chicago. I'm walking out, and an older guy was walking out also. And I guess, you know, your look and your presence is everything. I must say that because he thought that I did something. He said I looked important. He was like, what do you do? Do you do anything? And I'm funny. You know, people call me a little comical, y'all. So I was like, nah, but one day I'm going to have a show. I just said it just like that. I'm like, no, I don't do anything, but one day I'm going to have a show. And I spoke that because what's crazy is I'm blessed that I have good friends in my life. And ever since I was like in high school, specifically one of my best friends, Jackie, she'll be like, Joyce, you gonna have a show one day. You gonna have a show one day. And I'm like, girl, I'm not gonna have a show. I never even wanted a show. But when I spoke that to the guy that I seen, he was like, hey, you want a show? Okay, so it used to be a radio station called Truth Radio on 87th Street, right off the Dan Ryan on the south side of Chicago. And Harold Davis, he owned it. And Harold Davis, he died, R.I.P. to Harold. He died because of COVID. He told me, hey, I have a friend, Harold Davis. You know, he owns a radio station called Truth Radio, and they're actually looking for young entrepreneurs to come start a show. I'm like, what? Okay, cool. Like, it just sounded like a dream come true. Right. You feel me? It sounded so good. I didn't believe it. Y'all know they say when some things sound too good, it's hard to believe. Right. So I went to the location, and I'm from the south side of Chicago myself. So the location was literally like 10 minutes away from my crib. So I went up there probably like the next day, and I met Harold, seen the studio, and I fell in love. I fell in love with it. It came with a producer. They had the board. And at the time, I was a broke college student, you know, coming home, trying to find a way. And I didn't have, of course, it was a fee to have a show at the location. Right. So I told him, like, hey, look, I can't afford the fee, but I know how to work Instagram. I know how to work Facebook. I know how to make flyers. I'm a great content designer and all types of stuff. So I basically just came in bargaining, and it was something they needed. So that's why another thing I always preach is just bring something to the table. Check out the last video I just dropped on my Instagram about that. But so, you know, I came in letting them know, hey, I'm gonna do all y'all marketing. And then they were older also, you know, they were in their 60s probably. I was 22 at the time. So I'm energized, lit, you know, just graduated. I'm what? Yeah, y'all don't got this, that? Oh, okay, I'm about to do it for you. So they basically, we did a business exchange, and they was like, okay, cool. You know, you gonna have your show, and you do our marketing. And I was like, say less. So at the time, you know, I didn't have a name, you know, I didn't know what I wanted it to be. But yeah, but that's how the juice came to life.
Okay.
That's what's up. So you say you from Chicago. So like where in Chicago you from?
The south side of Chicago.
South side.
Low end, they call it 39.
Okay. So when I first heard of you, I seen you on Lip Service. Right, with Angela Yee.
Okay,
Yeah. So
yes,
how did that come together?
So I got my client on lip service, Chella H.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to Chella H. Right. Okay. So like, what's y'all? Because I seen you another event with Angela. So what's y'all? How you get that?
I love Angela. She's the best. Like
Yeah.
she's definitely someone that I look up to in media and the entertainment in the industry. So I actually met Angela when I came home from college. I met her. I came home from school in 2018. I met her in 2019. Do you guys remember when they did a live lip service in Chicago?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was the videographer for that event.
Oh,
And-
okay.
Oh wow.
And I was that videographer because in this one, when I tell you like what the rooms you in matters so
Sure
much,
does.
Yeah.
like that's everything.
Yes.
Everything that came was because I was in the room and I made it happen. And you got to go out and put yourself out there and be aggressive sometimes. So I ended up meeting Angela because she came before they did the live lip service. They did it at a theater up north. But before they did the live lip service, Angela Yee was in Chicago doing a press run. So at the time, remember Leon Roger from GCI, he had a show that came on every night. Late night with Leon. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
shout out to Leon.
shout out to
Shout out to the whole WGCI squad. I love y'all for
Yeah,
real.
you showed us love. Yeah.
Yes, big love. So Angela was a guest on Leon's show that day, and I was a guest in the crowd that day on Leon's show.
Oh, okay.
So as I'm in a crowd, you basically sitting right there just off to the side. So I was the audience. We had to clap. They was like, hey, clap after. That was fun. I'm cool. So I'm in the audience clapping or whatever. And when Angela finished the interview, everybody taking pictures or whatever. So I went up to her and I just told her like, hey, I'm a videographer. Can I want to get some pictures? And I just basically said like a whole pitch. And I was with my friend at the time. And he was older and he vouched for me too. He was like, man, you don't know Joyce? Yeah, you gotta know Joyce. Like she gonna make sure she gonna get you right. And she was like, oh yeah, okay. So she was like, take my number. And I took her number. And that night, that's when they had the live lip service. So I had to text her. I was their videographer for that night. And so I text her when I made it to the front. They let me in, and we've been locked in ever since.
That's what's
Oh,
up.
wow. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
all right, yeah.
So congratulations to you on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But so you definitely been in tune with Chella H for a while. I've seen that, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, check out Joyce now,
I love
y'all.
Chella.
So how did you even get in tune with her? Just like off the rip.
Man, so this a relationship that happened super authentic also. So I told you guys that I helped my mother at her daycare. I was dropping off packages for the daycare. So Chella from the low end too. We all from the south side. And it's a post office right on 47th on the low end. So at the time, Chella, she used to have a store. She used to make custom design logos, backdrops, everything right on 47th. And she was dropping off packages for her business, and I was dropping off packages for my mother business. So I never forgot. I remember this day like it was yesterday. It's so funny. She was standing in front of me, and she had on the rawest shoes. Like her shoes. If y'all know Chella H, she's gonna come out looking correct. She gonna look good everywhere she go. Like I love her, man. We really became like family. And I just complimented her shoes. Mind you, I came home from college. I didn't know anything about art. I didn't know any rappers in Chicago. I didn't know any media personalities. Like I literally had to do all of my research and meet everybody on my feet when I came home. Nobody helped me at all. So I just complimented her shoes. She turned around, it was Chella. And at the time, she, like I said, she was dropping off packages for her store, and she was telling me she was having a grand opening probably like a week later. And she was like, hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm having a grand opening, next week right up the street. Come. I'm like, hell, say less.
Yeah.
And, she took my number. She was like, take my number. And got her number that day too.
Joyce got everybody number in Chicago.
Basically.
So you got so much going on. I know we all over the place. Like I want to ask about the whole series of parties you've been doing, the big ass party.
Oh yeah.
So how y'all get, you got Daphne over there, then you got Snowina, you got Kingpin Rue. I don't know if I'm missing somebody, but
the Lavish Girls.
Lavish Girl, right? So how did all that come about?
Yeah, so shout out to Kingpin Rue. Kingpin Rue, he actually he been a party promoter. He's an artist, a party promoter. He been doing that in the city for a while. So once I started my radio show, I started like throwing a lot of events around Chicago. So like I've had venues that held like 1,000 people. So, and even in college, like I always just been a party girl. I've always been a gatherer where I'm getting people together. So me and Kingpin Root, we actually got close. And once he told me he had connects with Promontory, he told me, and he brought me in and was like, hey, I got plugged to Promontory. We can bring our people together, you know, and shout out to E-Man, Snow Nina, the Lavish Girls. Yeah. And we just all came together and brought our people in.
That's what's up.
Yeah, because I was like, she did. If y'all ain't see my nice little flight that Joyce made for me. Yes, no, but it was a nice time, whatever. It was really nice, and it was really like,
how many is
really,
it now? How many y'all done through now?
We probably had
y'all done
probably like 4 or 5 so far, like 4 or 5.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but it was crazy. Even before one big ass party, like I was throwing events at. Shout out to Marcy. She has a venue. It's in the south suburbs.
Oh, Aqua Lounge.
Exactly.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Marcy. Yes, I've talked to her.
A
few times. Yeah,
absolutely right. So I used to I've thrown like 3 events at her spot.
Yeah.
3 events.
She's definitely shout out to you. If y'all ain't go, y'all need to get over there.
No, for real. Aqua Lounge, man. She be doing some of everything.
So I want to know, like, of course, you know, we like in the same field and things like that. So I need to know, how do you do it? Because your work-life balance, because I get this question often, but I'm like, no, I want Joyce to answer this question. So how are you able to do your work-life balance?
So that definitely matters. You feel me? Work life, it matters. And just having because mind you have a personal life also. So just to list the things that I do, I'm in real estate. I have a condo. I'm a media personality. I'm a publicist. I'm a manager. And I'm also a mentor. And I work at a school. So with doing all of that, really, it's like if I go out, it has to count. You know, like I'm not just going to any club during the week. Like I'm either making some money, or it's either a learning event, or I'm there to network, just like the brunch event we went to.
Right.
You know, I'm here to meet people and network. I don't really go out just for fun. I go out with a purpose. And really, it's really not that hard, honestly, because I guess since I make my own schedule, I kind of fit what's best for me, and I really make everyone go around my schedule.
Right.
Like even with clients, you know, like I have certain days where it's like, okay, I'm gonna reply when I can.
Yeah.
You know, unless I'm working on like a big project or a campaign, you know, it's immediately. But I make my own schedule, so it's really not that bad.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of be on the same page.
Yeah, you know.
So what you been a PR working with different artists? How hard is that? Like because I know y'all also do the interviews. I know we go through some things where certain artists don't follow the time they supposed to be there, or they switch. How y'all deal with stuff like that?
So, being a media personality and a publicist, I've probably met thousands of artists, and it's a lot of personalities.
Right.
Having clients, like it's a lot of personalities. But one thing, we're journalists. You know, you're a journalist, I'm a journalist. You got to be neutral to a lot of things. Right. You can't really make your personal comment on thoughts. If I have a top fan client, you paying me whatever. If you telling me how you feel, even if you going off, I got to sit there and listen.
Right.
You know, I can't sit here and say, oh, well, you know. So it's really taking a lot of bullshit. You gotta have a really strong mental. Everything is your mental to me, you know. And then I don't take a lot of things personal. Everything is business. You know, if I'm paying somebody, or if I just paid to do something, I'm gonna understand where they're coming from as a business person. Like I believe in just satisfying people. Like if you my client, I want to satisfy you. If you just paid to come on my show, I want to make sure you satisfied. So really, as long as they satisfied, I'm happy, and I don't deal with no bullshit drama. Like anybody want refunds, anything, I send people money back quick, anytime. Okay. Like I never play with nobody money. I'm not gonna play with, cause people would try to hurt you with $50. You know, like it's. So I stay away from drama and bullshit, and I swear that's a peaceful life. I live a peaceful life.
No, peace is I pray for peace often. So I definitely understand that. But what would you say your biggest key is to get to where you are today? Like, what would you say, like, one of your biggest things to say, like, this is what really got me here?
Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
That's I know everybody probably hear that all day, every day, but literally consistency is on the other side of success. That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Because I've failed hundreds of times. You know, I've came up with ideas and plans that didn't work. You know, I've met people and worked with people that I shouldn't have worked with. I said things I shouldn't have said, but it's all about I just never stop. You know, I don't care what it was. Even with interviewing people, sometimes you may feel like, damn, I shouldn't have asked that question, or I should have asked this.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, guess what? I'm gonna have hundreds of others. Now I just know what to do next. You know, I just look forward to the next one.
Right.
So I just think learning is what keeps me grounded, because it's just cool to learn. You know, I love fucking up. Cool, I messed up, because nobody perfect. So I realized you gotta fail a lot to get to where you at, and just don't ever stop. Like stopping shouldn't even be in anyone's vocabulary, especially if you love doing what you're doing.
Right. So you being a female in this somewhat male dominated industry, how does that go? Like is it hard for some people? How you deal with people not keeping the business all the way?
So the one downfall that I will say about being a woman in this industry is the pay is actually less. I Googled, and they said male publicists actually get paid more than female publicists, and that's because they say men really stand on their ground. You know, women, we're nurturers. Sometimes we'll feel bad for a client, give somebody discounts, or let them slide with certain things. But what I do to just stay on top, because of course I want to be respected like a man. And even though the industry may be men dominated now, I don't think it'll be like that for long.
Right.
Because women, we get shit done. Like, we sit down, make a plan, and we get it done quick. And a lot of men in the industry that's higher up really depend on women to get things done. So what I do to really just stay grounded is just, if I say something, I stick to it. You know, if it's a price, I'm not dropping it. I'm not really being lenient. And it's really just about standing on your word.
So how would you, because I mean, we've both been through the same thing or whatever. How do you deal with, you know, like you said, when men don't try to keep in business, like they try to be extra.
Like, it's some artists that you just like, I ain't messing with him no matter what. Like, I ain't doing no business.
You definitely will run across some weirdos in the game, for sure. But I just feel like as women, that's natural. It's gonna come. You know, men are men. They're gonna flirt. You know, they're gonna look at your ass, and that's just what they're gonna do. But I just learned to I don't let none of that get to me. I'm gonna make sure I get what I need. Guess what? You go smile, I'm gonna smile back. Hey, we both gonna be nice in this motherfucker. But I don't. Now, have I ever mixed business with pleasure before? Yes, I have. Will I do it again? No. Mixing business with pleasure, in my opinion, it never turns out right. So I completely just cut that out.
What you mean? Like, why you say that?
Mixing business with pleasure, if you working with someone or doing a task, you know, some people will get pleasure from that. And it is some people out here that's managing, doing stuff with their artists, and that happens. You know, it happens. And that's just a lesson learned. I feel like half of us, we all been through it. Like I said, I even been through it. But I feel like sometimes you gotta go through something just to see, like, oh yeah, this is something I never do again.
So when it comes down to just, you know, you've done a lot of PR work, and then you've been in the game for a while too. You know, how do you feel when it comes down to just working with people in general, like women, females and males, you know, when it comes down to just working with them and just trying to get tasks done and stuff that you want done, because sometimes people don't always see the vision that you see, so it's like, oh, I'll do it myself. So how do you go about that? Because I get to the point where I'm like, you know what, I don't even want nobody to do this. I'd rather do it myself, because I'm just scared that they gonna mess my stuff up or whatever, or I see what I want. You know what I mean? How do you cipher that?
Now, I used to want, first, I feel like in the beginning, you have to be super hands-on to know how you want things did. Now, you can explain to someone, hey, do it like this. But yeah, some people are going to want to put their own little twist in it. But what I learned is let them do, sometimes it's not wrong with always letting your team put their ideas in it. Because one thing I learned, when people put something in it, they'll more so be more serious about it because they feel like it's theirs. And I want you to feel a little ownership to this. So yeah, give me an idea or do something. I want you to do that. I don't want to give it 100% of my thoughts or 100% of what I want to do. I sometimes like getting that feedback from people because I want them to treat it serious too.
Right.
And then it takes a lot of pressure off you too.
Yeah.
Like I realize, like, another thing, when you're doing so much, you want less pressure on you as possible. So that's good if I don't have to think about something sometimes. That's good if I don't have to figure out who we about to book this week. Like, good, do you. And when you need me, best believe I'm gonna think of my part. But yeah, I don't mind other people's thoughts.
Yeah. Okay.
So you did you say you also a manager too, right? So like, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that be going on in Chicago with rappers and all that. How you separate yourself from like what your clients got going on? How you?
Definitely. So managing and PR is different. PR is more publication and more marketing. So email blasts, text campaigns, media kits, write-ups. Managing is really more finding something so your artist can get paid. So that's basically just finding them as many opportunities as possible, whether that's a show, whether that's getting a feature, whether that's getting a collab. So now I will say in the beginning, I used to kind of try to mix PR with managing, but I learned now that's if it's managing. But honestly, if you used to ask me, I don't like managing. I will say that I don't like managing because when you are being a manager, you really just have to believe in that person, And we have so many amazing artists and influencers in Chicago. In my opinion, it's hard to pick one. And then I know everybody. I'm cool with everybody. It's like, how could I really be fairly and just pick one artist? That's why I said I'd just rather just stay with PR. So I haven't been managing recently. But so much come with managing, man. You need to have money, like. I just said I don't got time for managing no time soon.
I'm only laughing because I'm like, Joyce, I just know your pain.
Look,
like,
man,
you are feeding my whole entire everything right now. It'll
come with a lot,
It does.
There's a lot of managers out here that play mom and dads. You got to fund them. I can't do that.
No, she ain't never lied. Y'all don't understand.
You sound like you talking from experience.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I'm talking from experience, from, people that I know. Like, there is, shout out to every dope manager out there anyway. But a lot of managers really are funding their artists 100%, from hair, nails, outfit, appearance. Like, that adds up.
Right.
And me, I wouldn't go that route. Because really, a real manager, that's not their job. That's not their job to financially support who they're working with.
How do you get, because being a former manager as well, it is a lot. You dealing with, not just only emotions that whatever they got going on personally, but like as far as just hey, when you get on stage, whatever, or a bad performance going wrong, and it's like, we got to definitely talk later type of thing. So how do you go about, just trying to give them that balance at the time? Because you don't do it anymore, but, at the time that went on.
Number one, I would say only work with a star. One thing I learned, like when I first started, I wanted to work with everybody. I wanted to just help any and everybody. Like my prices was low, but number one, I have a mentor. Shout out to Trey Davenport. She's a publicist that live in Atlanta. She told me, Joyce, everybody, you got to think about it like this. Whoever you work with, they bullshit becomes your bullshit. Why would you want why would you want to take on that from somebody? It's just not worth it with some people. So nowadays, I'm at the point where I'm only going to work with the artists if they have great stage presence. I'm only going to work with the artists if they're going to put those hours in the studio without me having to ask.
Yeah.
Like, I want that star mentality, so those small complaints is already knocked out. Like, if we have something to talk about, we going to be talking about, hey, this, we got to talk to Interscope, or we got to go meet this person, or we got to go out of town and do this. So only work with people that's really worth it. And, you know, like, if you don't know, if you're an artist, you should know how to go on stage and really capture the crowd. If you can't do that, I can't work with you.
That's what's up. So, what you doing? A lot of parties, a lot of events. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on in Chicago. How y'all make sure that ain't nothing crazy popping off? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or has it? Like, do it get crazy? Or how you?
And thank God, no, it haven't. And, you know, really, how do we make sure that no one can ever control anyone's actions? All we can only do is just ask and show, like, hey, this is going to be a peaceful event. We showing love, unity. For an example, going back to one big fun ass parties, like, if you see it's all ass on the flyer, it's showing like, look, we just see some girls just go twerk, and that's it. Twerk, go home. So really just promoting like, hey, we showing love. We want to have fun. Like, in a lot of our captions, when we do promote things, we'll say we trying to bring the fun back in Chicago. So number one is just letting people know that. Yeah. And then just having tight security everywhere too. Like, any event I throw, I'm always have security. You go get it pat down, check. Because like I said, I thank God, out of every event I've ever thrown, it's never been any drama. Not one fight. I don't know if anybody got to arguing, but I've never seen any commotion at nothing that I threw.
Yeah, when we went to that party, it was.
That's why I said it was nice. I was like, wasn't no problems. I was but I'm like, Joyce had security on lock too. Sure, yeah. I said, yes, I love this.
Yeah. And I say in total, I probably thrown like over 15 events in the last 4 years, and it never ever been a problem.
So what advice do you think you can give to artists? Because, I mean, you work with a lot of artists and things like that. And I feel like a lot of artists, they definitely need advice, because especially with you being a former manager at all. So y'all already know this information is legit. Yes. But so what advice do you think you can give to artists that they actually need?
Yes. Artists, this is the number one important key. I promise you can win if you know this. You need to know every DJ. Every DJ in your city, from DJs on the radio, from the DJs that's playing at the strip clubs, from the DJs that's playing at these, that's spinning at the parties. Every DJ count, because if you think about it, the DJs are the ones that really break artists' music. It's not really media personalities. Like, at a lot of big stations, the DJs are the ones that have the track, and the media personality, they just go with the flow and put in their ads and commercials when they have that. But like, for an example, a lot of artists will sometimes you can even pay a DJ and say, hey, I got $2,500 from you, break this song. And a lot of DJs in Chicago have been known for breaking artists' music. So know every DJ. And another tip, this is a PR tip right here, I just throw this out. Once you know all these DJs, get their email. You need their email, because once you have their email, put everything in a Google Doc. Now you have 100 DJs. Now if you just drop the song, or if you just drop the visual, you blasting it out to all of these DJs. So make sure every DJ have your music. Yeah.
And I want to ask you too, it's a lot of promoters in Chicago, right? How you pick the one? Like, who the top promoters that you would mess with, that you know they gonna get the party just lit?
Man, Omar. Have y'all heard of Omar? It's him and his dad. His dad is a little older. They are the GOATs in Chicago, in my opinion. They have Bevy. They have every club on lock. Every club. Every celebrity that comes to Chicago, they book with Omar. So shout out to them. It's him and his dad. They remind me of like Ghost and the dad on Power. They remind me of them. They go crazy in the city. So yeah, Omar, look them up after this.
Okay, definitely. So I want to thank you so much for coming by and dropping these jewels and these gems that you just gave to these artists, and just to me as well, because I sure did take my little mental notes here. Like, yeah, let me make sure I do that. But what do you have coming up next? What's on the rise for you?
So it is a fashion show, November 25th, I believe. That's the day after Thanksgiving next week. That's coming up. So everybody come out to that. I'll be posting it on my Instagram also. Eventually, me and Chella, that's just some lit juice. We haven't told anyone yet, but we're going to put together like an all-female showcase. That's definitely what we're trying to do.
That's
so
hard.
eventually, any all-female artists, if y'all know any, definitely let me know. Send on my way. You guys can definitely be a part. And also, it's a concert with my client Jay Menace coming up at Baseline, December 21st. So y'all pop out. I'm always events. Is like that's my life.
Yeah.
So,
What's all the clients you working with right now?
Right now, so I recently just had 3. So right now I'm just with Jay Menace and Jason Warrior.
Oh, you working with Jason Warrior?
Yes.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Jason
shout out to
Warrior,
him. Jason Warrior.
Mr. Warrior.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
We did. We covered his first his Walk With Me tour. When he did that, when he first kicked it off here in Chicago, when he did it at the church, we had covered that event, and I was like, it was really, really nice.
He can sing.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
So before we get out there, with all the artists that we see you with, are you always working with them? You got some type like how we got the what's his name? How we got on the show? We had Ray Lewis, and then we had
okay, yeah. So that was so shout out to Teresa. Y'all know Teresa. She's
Yeah,
another
yeah,
big
yeah.
publicist in Chicago.
Yeah.
She's G Herbo publicist. So that was her client at the time. So
okay.
what's so cool about publicists? I love it. We like a little community. So if we ever working with a client, sometimes we just hit up other publicists and say, "Hey, do you know any shows that you can get my client on?"
Gotcha.
So Louis Ray, he wasn't my client. That was Teresa client, and Teresa just hit me up to help do a press run.
Oh, okay.
Even with
Gotcha.
Carly Red, I don't know if you guys remember
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Carly
yeah.
Red. Yep. So I feel so blessed to even be known in that circle, and just to know that my name will be in rooms without me being there.
Yeah.
But before Carly Red came to Chicago, they hit me up, and I came up with the entire press run for Carly Red.
Oh wow,
And she
that's
wasn't
what's
my
up.
client, but her publicist hit me up and just added me to the team for that
Yeah,
press
yeah.
run.
Okay.
Well, just add the record pool to your list of, whatever you need.
Yeah,
just call
that's
us up, because that's what she do anyway. So we good, y'all.
Yep, for real. Yeah.
But yeah, so I appreciate you for definitely supporting us and always,
For sure.
utilizing us, because I can always utilize you, because I was
Yes.
like,
Definitely.
hey, am I able to get this? Yeah, sure. Cool. That's all I need. Just a
Yes.
phone call away.
Yes,
So
always.
I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate y'all for always tuning in and checking out the record pool. Y'all always like, subscribe, comment. I need y'all to support definitely Underground Artistry. Y'all already know the vibes. Definitely Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud. We need all of that, and Channel 19. I'll never forget y'all. So definitely thank you guys so much. And make sure that you go on to our website at thisistherecordpool.com. Follow us on the gram. This is the record pool _. And y'all see Joyce's name below. Make sure y'all follow her on the gram. But y'all can give it. Look, I need you to give you your outro too, though.
Yes, definitely, y'all. Follow me everywhere at Joycey J, JoyceJay Joycey J.
So make sure y'all go follow her and show her lots of love, y'all. Black women in Chicago, we doing our thing, if y'all ain't know. So I want to thank you so much. So if Chicago realers can, hit the 3 S's for us.
I really don't know. Share, support, subscribe.
And there you go.
Yeah,
Come on.
You got it today. You got it.
Y'all heard him.
So I appreciate y'all so much for always tuning in and supporting. Make sure y'all go like, subscribe, comment, do all of that good stuff. And we'll see y'all soon. This is the Record Pool. It's your girl, Summertime Fan, y'all.
It's your boy Chicago.
And it's your girl Joycey J.
And we out. Peace.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Hey, for sure.